Hello everyone, and welcome to the Digimon Ghost Game video. This time I'm going to be giving my quick thoughts on the latest episode of Digimon Ghost Game, which is episode 51, Headless, and I'm also going to be reading out the upcoming synopses for the next few episodes. So first of all, I have found that the Australians do have an equivalent of the ugly Christmas jumper thing, and it's like random tacky shirts with various things with Father Christmas hats on them. So I guess I'm going to be wearing this for the entirety of December, unless it's too hot. In that case, it did come with matching pairs of shorts, which I'm also wearing. Fantastic. But in any case, episode 51 saw us have the Mon of the Week being Darknightmon, which was a surprise. I thought it might be another new Digimon like we've had with Oleamon, like with Shamblemon and Publimon, but no, it was just Darknightmon, which isn't bad by any means. It was just kind of like, I was kind of wanting to see another new Digimon, but I can't be too spoiled there. I know that we've got the new Digimon that are coming out on the Bracelet. I'm sure those will show up in the anime at some point. But yeah, I'm always wanting to see new Digimon, so I guess I'm spoiled there. But in any case, the episode also has Hiro's father show up, or at least in hologram form, and give a gift of new dims for the main characters, or at least 2 dims for Ruli and Kiyoshiro. He gives these via Blacktailmon Uva, who just kind of shows up in the middle of the night and gives Gammamon a box. As one would expect from Blacktailmon Uva, just kind of shows up whenever he wants. So these little dims end up upgrading the Digivice to the Dual V, which makes sense because the BE does release on November 26th, as does the VV, which is the BE version of the Digivice V. Lots of letters, lots of acronyms. I kind of wish that the VV was just called the VV rather than Dual V, but I guess it's not going to be that many letters. So we've got the Dual V in the anime now, leading up to its actual release in terms of the Vata Bracelet over in the end of November, so a few weeks from now. And that was basically what the episode existed for, just to upgrade that Digivice. In terms of the mechanics of this new Digivice, it allows the child-level Digimon, like Gammamon, to warp evolve straight to perfect. When Gammamon said warp evolve, I thought we were going to get Cirrusmon, but no, we did not. We just got him warp evolving straight to Canon Weissmon, and effectively making Darknightmon surrender by being just strong and cool. Instead of just destroying him, we have another case of the Mon of the Week going, okay then, I give up. But at least this time, Darknightmon's kind of good-ish about it, and he's like, okay, I will forgive humans for discarding my helmet, and he explains that the reason why he was headless was because a portal opened and decapitated him, which is kind of gory and kind of cool, but I kind of feel bad for it, and it also shows us that these portals have existed for much longer, considering we got some shots of Darknightmon's helmet's life being in the human world, and it seemed that it was quite a little bit back in the past. So that's some cool implications there, at the very least. However, as I said, this episode just basically existed to upgrade the Digivice V to the Dual VV, and I honestly feel like it could have been a shorter segment, or at least meant something. Like, I would have appreciated if it would just kind of, if it felt like it meant more, rather than just like, the dad kind of just gives the upgrade. I felt like it wasn't that earned. The characters just kind of struggled against Darknightmon, reverted to child, Gammamon screams that he wants to go kaboom, and then all the Digivices upgrade. I felt like that was kind of a weird and unearned moment because it only seemed to be Gammamon who wanted to win. Jellymon was with Kiyoshiro, who was hospitalized because he fell victim to the headless ghost. Really were just kind of there standing around, and otherwise the characters didn't really have personalities. They kind of just got an upgrade for free. Previously, when we've seen upgraded Digivices in the anime, it's been like either it's only upgraded temporarily for whatever the evolution is, like we have in Adventure and 02, that was the case. In Season 3, which is Tamers, we have Takado's Digivice breaking and then it upgrading when he evolves to Dukemon. In Frontier, they just upgrade when they have all the spirits. In Digimon Savers, all their Digivices just break and they have to go through training, and then they get new Digivices. It's always been like an upgraded one, and same goes for Atmon. Similar to Savers, the Digivice just kind of gets upgraded because of some event that happens. But yeah, it just feels like this one just didn't feel as earned as those. Considering it's an all-new device, they just kind of all had it upgrade at once. It's kind of weird that Hiro's father only gave the 2 dim cards, which I'm gathering are the BE memories. They look translucent, like what we've seen the Gammamon BE memory is. We at least get to see that these might be the same sort of designs that we see for the BE memories for Jellymon and Angoramon, because the only one that's been announced and shown so far has been the Gammamon one, which is red. Which, yeah, why did Hiro's father only give 2? One for Ruli, one for Kiyoshiro. I'm not sure if I missed something, and Hiro just already put in the red one, but we only saw 2. That feels like it's a bit weird because they all upgraded them. I don't even feel like they inserted them. I feel like they just kind of were like looking at them, but maybe it was a blink and you miss it moment. I don't know. But in any case, it felt like this episode was fairly empty for an upgraded Digivice episode. It's exciting that we might be finally going somewhere. I know a lot of people have been wanting some plot for some time. I don't really mind too much. The Monster of the Week episodes, as long as they're good, I don't mind if they don't have any plot to them. But this episode kind of says, hey, maybe we're going to get some plot soon, because the Digivices have upgraded, and that's kind of cool, so at least we might be getting some evolution soon. I honestly thought that when Gammon said he was going to go kaboom, we were going to get another Gulas Gammamon, and maybe the Digivice being able to control them more, because Hiro's father did say that these upgrades to the Digivices would make them easier to synchronize. I thought that might be the case, but it was even less than that. It just helped him evolve to perfect, and they didn't even say whether or not he was able to hold the perfect form for longer. Again, unless it was a blink and you miss it moment, because every so often there are blink and you miss it moments. I mention something and then people in the comments say, no, you actually missed this. Like last week's episode, for example, I thought it was a new like person of the week, but he had actually shown up previously. I just thought it was a new character. So it is possible that I missed something, but I don't think so. I did go back just to get some screenshots for the podcast later on, but yeah, I felt like this episode didn't have too much going on, considering it being like a step in the direction of plot. But looking at the synopses, I don't think we're going to get any plot anytime soon. Having said that, let's take a look at these guide listings. So I won't read the guide listing for episode 51 because we just had that, and that was today's episode. But other than that, we get on to episode 52, which is called Ghost Lake. I believe that the subtitles actually called it Mysterious Lake, but these are the listings that With the Will has, so they've just maybe just got a different translation, not just the Crunchyroll one. So this is coming out November 20th, so in a week. Again, all these episodes are coming out without any breaks between them, 20th, 27th, and 4th of December. But yeah, let's get into it. So the episode 52 description says, Hiro and friends go to a lake that is rumoured to contain kappas that pop out of it and drag humans underwater. Very creepy. Ruli, who was intrigued by this rumour, was the one who dragged the others there to check it out. Kappa really do appear and kidnap Ruli, except they aren't Kappa, but a Digimon named Guapamon, who is Kamimon's adult form, which is pretty cool. When we saw the synopsis, the preview at the end of episode 51, I was like, who is this Digimon? Apparently it's just Guapamon, which is just still cool, but I was kind of like, another new Digimon, please. But no, we don't get a new Digimon. So it gets revealed that there is an existence of another vicious Digimon, who the Guapamon call their boss. Although they kidnap Ruli, the Guapamon momentarily release her for some unknown reason. Why would they do that? When the Guapamon start coughing strangely, Ruli begins to think that something is wrong and can't leave them be. She tries to take action but falls prey to the Guapamon's boss, the vicious Digimon Shawujinmon, which is Guapamon's perfect level form. So that seems pretty cool. It's nice that we have what seems to be a fairly Ruli-focused episode. I do like that. And I do like Guapamon. I do like that we're getting some older Digimon I say older, but then I was like, but it's only from 2005, but that is a long time ago now, so I don't know why I was about to say, that's a recent Digimon. No, that is still an old Digimon. So that's pretty cool that we get some Digimon like that. Next, we have episode 53, King of Knowledge, again, November 27th, so no breaks between these episodes. During a school trip in Kyoto involving travelling in groups together, Kyoshiro visits a shrine where he proudly shares his knowledge. Just then, a book in the main shrine begins to float eerily and stare at Kyoshiro. How can a book stare? I don't know, they don't have eyes. That night, when Kyoshiro returns to the dormitory, eerie footsteps approach him and an old-fashioned woman ghost comes to visit. The woman ghost takes control of Kyoshiro's terror-stricken body and takes him to a deserted shrine. What awaits him there is the floating book that he'd seen earlier. The book claims to be a god of learning and challenges Kyoshiro to a game of knowledge. With nowhere to run, Kyoshiro accepts the challenge, but after that day, Kyoshiro begins to act strangely. Looks like we've got a Kyoshiro-focused episode. That's pretty cool. It almost feels like both this episode and episode 52 are entirely focused on Ruli and then Kyoshiro, so that's nice. Usually, Hiro's still popping up from time to time, or the other characters are, but I'm glad that they're kind of focusing around those specific characters. It would be good also to lead up to whatever their mega forms are. I'm guessing that they'll develop some characters about that, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, we have episode 54, which is, again, December 4th, and it's called Clairvoyance. One day, Hiro is able to see the future. As you do, happens all the time. Predicting accidents and the mishaps that Gammon, Kotaro, and those around him are about to encounter. And this was due to Fujitsumon's ability. Now, I looked this up because I was like, oh, that's a new Digimon. But no, this Digimon's been around from 1998, and it's actually, the little, mollusk things on Octomon's head. So I did not realize that was a Digimon, but it is, and it's always been there. I don't know if it's always been called that. I feel like you learn something new every day, so that's exciting. That's an entirely old Digimon that I've never heard of, which I guess it's like how the attacks that Godramon have Armon or something, I don't know. So yeah, they attach themselves to Hiro's head. Their ability causes Hiro to have severe headaches and a horn to grow out of his head. Okay, I wish my headaches came with a sick horn. Ruli and Kyoshiro call Octomon, who has been living in symbiosis with the Fujitsumon group, to find out what was going on. They learn that Fujitsumon group and Octomon had fought. It's just like a messy breakup. And the Fujitsumon had flounced off to attach themselves to Hiro and other humans, as you do. It is a bad breakup. The only way to save Hiro is to convince the Fujitsumon's leader, and as Hiro and friends track down the leader's whereabouts, they discover that the leader has attached itself to Espimon. Gammon and Goramon and Jellymon hunt down Espimon, but Espimon, controlled by Fujitsumon's leader, strikes back at them. I'm wondering if Espimon will evolve to Hover Espimon in this episode. It is interesting that it starts off sounding like a Hiro-focused episode, but it might actually be an Espimon-focused episode. Would be nice to have some kind of character for him or some story for him. That'd be kind of cool, especially because we do know that he has Hover Espimon from his dim. So that's pretty coul. So, yeah, these episodes doesn't seem like we've got necessarily much plot going on in the next few weeks, unless we have some secret plot that happens in maybe the episode 54 if Espimon evolves and then hurts Hiro, I mean, he could have hurt Kyoshiro, but if he hurts Hiro and then Gammon evolves to Gulas Gammon, I don't know. But yeah, those are the episode synopses as well as my thoughts for this week's episode 51. Looks like we're not getting any new Digimon showing up, which is a shame. We're just getting a really old Digimon that I didn't even know existed show up, and of course, Guapamon from Digimon Savers. So those are my thoughts. Hope we get some, like, more stuff soon for the Vata Bracelet being in the anime. I hope that it actually means something, because in this episode, it didn't. It was just like, hey, they can warp evolve now, and I kind of like, I'm surprised they couldn't do that before. The original Digivices for other seasons, they typically could evolve quickly without a super big upgrade. But in any case, those are my thoughts for this week, as well as the upcoming episode synopses. Let me know your thoughts and more in the comments below. Like this video for my camp little shirt. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I noticed that, like, only 20% of my views are coming from subscribers, so please subscribe. I'm trying to get to, 13,000 by the end of the year? My original goal was 15,000. Definitely not going to make that, but 13,000, that seems doable. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends, or tell your enemies, or just tell the person across the street who walks their dog every morning. I don't know. Maybe they like my shirt. Anyway, so of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!